Thank you for tuning in to Terry Swoop Videos. I wanted to talk about the 2020 elections, particularly the Democrat primaries. Now, I usually don't do a lot of videos talking about politics because politics can be very divisive, but I wanted to do a video talking about this. Now, when the Democrat primaries first started, the first three states were dominated by Bernie Sanders. And then South Carolina came about and Joe Biden won that state by a large margin. And then Super Tuesday comes out and he destroys Bernie Sanders. Out of the 13 states, Joe Biden won 9 states. He won Texas. He won Maine. He won Massachusetts. He won Minnesota. He completely destroyed him. The only big state that Bernie Sanders won was California. And Joe Biden now has the lead in delegates, and he also has the lead in popular votes. And he also has won more states. Now, I don't think Joe Biden is medically healthy. I don't think he's well. He was given a speech where he didn't even know who his wife was. He didn't even know his wife from his sister. This is how mentally lost he is. He looks like he's suffering from dementia. He looks like a person that's suffering from dementia. Now, I don't support either one of them, but I think a lot of people don't like Bernie Sanders. They don't like his supporters. I don't think it's Bernie Sanders that a lot of people don't like. It's his supporters. A lot of his supporters act like he's Jesus Christ. And they act like any person that disagrees with him, you're part of the establishment. You're an evil person that's part of the establishment. And this is the reason why a lot of people are rallying against Bernie Sanders supporters. They're rallying against the Bernie Bros. Now, I don't think Bernie Sanders himself is a bad person. I don't think he's a bad guy. I think a lot of his policies are very unrealistic. He's talking about giving everybody stuff for free. Any person that knows politics knows that nothing is free. When you hear a politician talking about giving everybody stuff for free, you know he's full of shit. Any person that knows politics knows he's full of shit. And a lot of the policies that Bernie Sanders is proposing would cost up to $70 trillion. $70 trillion. None of this is going to pass in Congress. No Republican is going to vote for this, and most moderate Democrats are going to vote against Bernie Sanders' policies. So none of his policies are going to pass in Congress. So this is why a lot of people are voting against Bernie Sanders, because his policy proposals are very unrealistic. Now, if Joe Biden is elected president, he will be something like Obama. So if you enjoy Obama as president, some of you probably liked Obama as president, some of you probably don't. But if you enjoyed Obama as president, this is exactly the type of president that Joe Biden would probably be, because their political views are very similar. Obama is a moderate Democrat and Joe Biden is a moderate Democrat. But like I said, I don't think Joe Biden is healthy enough to be president. I don't think he's mentally healthy enough to be the president of the United States. But a lot of people don't like Bernie Sanders, so they're going to vote for Joe Biden no matter what. And it looks like he's going to win the nomination. I don't know if he's going to beat Donald Trump or not. I don't know. Because, I don't know. If you base it on the Electoral College, it could go either way. But I just think no matter who you support, whether you support Joe Biden, whether you support Bernie Sanders, whether you support Donald Trump, I just think people need to stop being so divisive when it comes to politics. When it comes to politics, I'm an independent. I'm not Democrat. I'm not Republican. I think there's pros and cons to both parties. There's pros and cons to both sides. There's good people and bad people on both sides. But I support freedom of speech. I support freedom of expression. What bothers me with a lot of people on the woke left and the extremists on the left is they're against freedom of speech. They want to ban anyone that disagrees with their woke leftist point of view. And Bernie Sanders panders to a lot of these SJWs on the far left. This is another reason why a lot of moderates, why a lot of the independents and moderates are rallying against Bernie Sanders and his supporters. A lot of his supporters are a lot of these young, woke Twitter activists. These young, woke Twitter activists who are against freedom of speech. They're against anything that goes against PC culture. And a lot of the things about the far left really turns me off. I'm mostly a centrist person. I'm a person who's moderate myself. So when I see a lot of the woke leftists on Twitter going on and on about PC culture and trying to ban everybody from being on social media and trying to ban people on college campuses, it's going too far. It's going too far. And they act like Bernie Sanders is Jesus Christ. They act like this man is Jesus Christ. And any person that disagrees with him on anything, you must be the devil. You must be the devil if you disagree with Bernie Sanders on anything. And like I said, this is why a lot of people are voting for Joe Biden. Joe Biden is so mentally deranged. I mean, he's so gone to the point where when he gives his speeches, he doesn't even know what state he's in. He doesn't even know who his wife is. This is why there needs to be an age limit on who's allowed to be president, who's allowed to run for president. There's an age limit on how old you're allowed to be in order to be president. You have to be 35 in order. But what they need to do is make it to where you can't be over 75. It should be 35 to 75. You have to be 35 and older, but you can't be any older than 75. I think any person that's 75 or older should not be the president of the United States. Because most people who are over 75 they're not healthy enough to be president. In order for somebody to be president, you need to be physically and mentally healthy enough to be president. Because you're making the decisions that protect the entire country. You're going to be talking to leaders and dictators from other countries. And if you can't even hold a conversation with them, if you can't make those right decisions, then all of us are going to be in danger. Can you imagine Joe Biden having a conversation with some person from North Korea or some dictator from the Middle East? I mean, he's going to get completely destroyed. And this is the person that's going to be speaking for the entire country. So I think we're screwed no matter who gets president. When I look at the candidates that are left in this race, if Bernie or Biden gets elected, we're screwed. At this point, we're better off just sticking with Donald Trump. I know a lot of you don't like Donald Trump. I know a lot of my subscribers don't like Donald Trump. But the economy is doing good. The country is doing good. I know a lot of people don't like Donald Trump's personality. A lot of people don't like his personality. He's cocky. He's arrogant. And this is what a lot of people don't like about him. But his policies are doing great. The economy is doing great. He did prison reform. He released a lot of people from prison that were in prison for non-violent offenses. So he's doing some good things. I do think he does need to do a better job of communicating with people and stop being so obnoxious, stop being so arrogant. I do think he needs to do better with his personality. But as far as his policies goes, his policies are doing just fine. So whether you're Democrat, Republican, Independent, I just think people need to stop the hate and stop the divide. A lot of people have different opinions about this topic. Leave a comment, rate, and subscribe.